Hi everyone. Might sound a little echoey in here in the plant room, but I thought I'd give you an idea of how I'm surviving the winter here in upstate New York, zone 4B where I'm at. This is my plant room. And yes, it's only January 23rd, but I've started growing some new stuff, and I just got some plants that I overwinter in the house in here. All right, let's get started. As you can see, I got lots of room to expand. That's just the frame of my little greenhouse that used to go outside in the spring to help harden stuff off, but I needed more shelves. So it got moved indoors last year and it never made it back out. At this point, I would just buy another one for outside. It's too much. It's not a hassle to move it, I guess. It's just a hassle of pretty soon it's going to be overflowing with plants. So let's get a little closer look. I have a fan in here that I turn on when seedlings start getting bigger. I got some over there that could probably use a fan. Sometimes I have a little one that I attach to the actual shelving unit. I have a vaporizer in here in case I need to raise the humidity. But I actually keep my pitcher usually full of water. It's only got a little in the bottom of it right now. It's probably evaporated to help keep the humidity level up in here. These are my Amaryllis. They've flowered several times outside and since I brought them in. Nothing really to say about them. This one I could use a hacking off. I hate it when it keeps getting narrower and narrower up the stem. I don't know why. It's a personal thing probably. I just feel like it's choking it out. So I usually cut them off. Don't know what color they are, what names they are. They're not labeled, of course. I've had them for years. Don't ever really put them in a dormant phase. They do sometimes naturally. I've been dividing them. This one has grown 2 new babies. I actually have gotten to the point where the babies go on the compost heap. I know that's probably a big deal to some people, but mine grow babies like crazy and I can't keep up with them. So there's that. Down here on the second level, we have what I call my Morgan plants. Just got them. They're a week old. They're succulent cuttings from my friend at work. So far, so good. And you can see, I might point out I have different lighting. I have 2 different lightings. I have shop lighting, and then I have full spectrum lighting. And sometimes I use 1 strip of full spectrum, and sometimes, like over here, I use 2 strips. Those aren't on because down here we have the very expensive daylily seeds that I planted and put outside last summer. They didn't do anything, so I tried putting them back in the fridge for like 5 weeks, brought them back out. Yeah, I think I can pretty much call it that I somehow messed those up. I did get a little arrogant, I guess. I did not moist cold stratify them like I should have. I dried, cold stratified them. I don't know. I'm trying again with a new batch in the refrigerator that I might show you here at the end. My seed, I actually have a designated seed refrigerator. It's just a little one. But that's all. I have an extra light down there on the floor that I'll probably hang on the bottom of that shelf at some point. We'll see. And then on this top shelf, I have more Amaryllis. This one you can see I just lopped off down as far as I could, and it's already pushing up new growth that, yes, has flat tops on it because I hacked it off. This one's got a pretty good sized baby growing on it that I could take off as well. These were newly planted yesterday. Let's walk around this side. These are my onions, some of my onions. I plant a ton of onions. I have Walla Walla and New York Earlies. I still have Patterson yet to plant. The Walla Walla seeds are 3 years old. It's funny because I bought one packet that had thousands of onion seeds in it. And then I watched all these YouTube videos about how onion seeds are only good for 1 year. And I thought, oh, what a mistake I made buying thousands of seeds. So then I planted them year 2, great germination. So I'm trying year 3. And there's a lot. I plant 4 to 5 seeds per cell. So that's a lot of onions. I let them grow 4 to 5 onions per cell. Even when I transplant them out, I leave them heavy. And then I will sometimes take one out for to eat as scallions or spring onions. And we love those on the grill roasted. It's part of our veggies. And so we'll see. If they don't come up, I will put, I'll plant my Pattersons in there instead. But if I can be patient. Technically probably didn't need to plant the onions this early, but I get impatient. And like I say, this is how I survive winter. Then I've got these shelves. As you can see, sorry for the lighting. That light doesn't even technically need to be on. I should turn it off. More full spectrum. I just have a mixture between the shop lights and the full spectrum. Got them all on Amazon. So these I think are the best for growing long-term, the full spectrum, but not sure. So, lots of trays, cell trays. I don't have a lot of humidity domes. I got fish fertilizer. That's mostly what I use for fertilizer for all my indoor plants. I got another one up there. They're stinky initially, but the smell goes away. I don't smell it long term. This is kind of like my germination station. I have a clear tote because a lot of the things I grow, man, almost the majority, it seems, of things I grow need light to germinate. Maybe someday I'll show you a seed starting video. I just took all of these plants out of the germination station yesterday. I probably left these ones in a little too long. There's a risk of fungus and dampening off. You see, well, those could actually use some water, looks like. No time like the present. I love this thing, by the way, because you pump it up and then just press the button. We'll see how they do. Not like I don't have plenty of them. I'm growing double orchid petunias. That's just the color. So those are purple, yellow petunia, burgundy petunia, yellow petunia, lime coleus, red coleus. Check this out. Must have dumped a whole pile of seeds right there. Burgundy petunia. This is a lisianthus. Those are like one of the longest, slowest seeds to grow. Started them on the 18th. The rest of these, I think I started them all the same day, maybe. Did I? Yeah, 18th. I thought my impatience. Anyway, let me not get ahead of myself. So this is black pearl lisianthus, and these are pink lisianthus, and they're tiny, and they'll stay tiny for a while. I actually dumped the whole container, spilled it, so there's probably nothing going to come up in that slot. And these seeds, these lisianthus seeds, were left over from 2 years ago. I didn't plant them last year because it took them forever. I ended up having to plant them outside as these little tiny plants that once you buried them, you couldn't even see once you planted them, you couldn't even see the plant. So, but I'm so bored with winter this year and they were in there, didn't have to spend any money on them, and they are a beautiful flower if you can get them to flower. And I want to say it was probably the black pearl that flowered. I don't know, they were kind of, in my opinion, a purple color. So anyway, that's what I took out of the box yesterday. So this is really humid, as you can see. And in here I have impatience and apricot lisianthus, which are coming up, but I think in only like 2 cells. No, I see 3 cells now. This is what I do every morning before work. I come in and look to see. There's green in that impatience one, but that's just algae. It is not, there is nothing poking through yet. So this is my first time growing impatiens. So we'll see. They're shade loving. So I want to put them in my porch window box with my Hakana cloa grass or Hakoni grass, however you say it. So yeah, really humid in here. There's a heat mat under there that's on. So seeds usually typically sprout really fast in there. Sometimes sometimes the water will actually run down the side. But that's why you have to take, you can see it was my mother's old paint materials container, apparently. So I love these. I love clear totes. Clear totes are like gold to me because I will also, in the spring, take stuff outside and harden it off in totes. Treat them like little mini greenhouses. Put my plants in there. Now, I need taller ones for grown plants, but I have some of them, and that way, like during the day before I leave for work, I can take the lid off if I know it's going to be a real sunny day. They can get some sunshine. At night, I can put the lid on if it's going to get too cold. You still got to be careful. I've burnt some plants, but you take them out with the lid on first. So it's like a greenhouse. They don't get full sun. And then after a few days, you start taking the lid off so they can get some just bright, natural sun if they're a sun-loving plant. All right, again, here's I have some more fish and seaweed fertilizer. It's just low, and I use 1 capful for that. I don't even know what size container it is. Is it a quart or 2 quarts? It is for 2 quarts. Don't quote me on that. That's not an expert amount. That's just what I do. I haven't had any trouble with it burning my plants yet, but follow the directions on the bottle. These are my labels. I have a million of them. As you can see, been using them for a couple of years. Garden marker, which is the best kind of marker to use for labeling. Doesn't come off in the weather. And here's my little pump sprayer. More labels, another extra garden marker. Paintbrush, which is also, as you can see, gets used as a dibbler to make holes to plant in. Sometimes I need a different size dibbler, so I stole one of my husband's screwdrivers. And I have just all different trays, different style of potting. These are from Amazon. They have this. They have a bottom that they sit in. And they have a lid, a little dome. So they're mini greenhouse type containers. This is leftover Chinese food container, which is awesome again for sprouting. You would have to transplant out of this, and there's no holes in it. You can put holes in it for, but usually once I soak my soil, I don't really soak. So first of all, for my seed starting, I use seed starting mix. Not sponsored by any of these people. I actually kind of prefer a Spoma organic, but have trouble getting it in the small containers, which I can handle so much easier. So what I do is I fill up this tote with my seed starting mix, and I put it in the microwave for 5 minutes to kill hopefully any fungus gnats. That's the goal. Then once I take it out of the microwave, and it's pretty hot when you take it out of the microwave, I spray it with cold water so that I can handle it. It's still pretty damp because I was planting yesterday. And then, now I just got my hand dirty. The leftover I leave sit right there to let dry out so that it doesn't get moldy. And then as you can see, I don't know if you notice, I cover everything with perlite. Like I say, I actually dropped the whole container. So it's amazing that it didn't. It's amazing they survived as much as they did. So, trays. So I have to tell you, trays are the lifesaver, especially when, so once everything is up, like this, you saw me spray that one because it's in desperate need of water. But I will bottom water. So I will fill up that container, that pitcher over there with water. But I won't start fertilizing yet. These are still too young. But I will pour water into here about halfway and then let it soak. And you can usually see, sometimes it's a little harder with the perlite on top, but you can see when they get nice and drenched. And then if the water's not completely gone out of here, I will grab a dry tray, move them into a dry tray, and then let that water evaporate. So that's what I do for the bottom water. Bottom water everything once it's up. But pretty much the soil is damp enough, and this has enough humidity that I don't need to water them while they're in here. So I use those trays for everything. And trays are not all equal. I purchased this year, I invested in some trays from Bootstrap Farmer. And yes, they are pricier, but wow. You know that plastic there is going to last for a few years. I also, I invested twice and made a mistake apparently on the first order because this one has holes in it. I prefer it not have holes in it because when you bottom water, you don't want the water coming out of it. But so I could plant in here, and I considered planting my onions in here. The only thing is I would need a bottom for watering. And all your plant trays are roughly 10 by 20. So it would be hard to find something to sit under there. So I think I got 5 and 5 or 10 and 10. Anyway, I need more of the ones without holes because as you can see, I need them everywhere. And eventually, this is going to be so full that I plant so many seeds that I end up having to put these sideways like this so that I can fit them all the way across. But right now, because technically, other than the Lisianthus, I probably went overboard already planting. These are cheap trays, and you pretty much have to use 2, because after the first year, second year, not a problem right now when they're empty, but when you start filling them up, because I transplant, before stuff goes out, it needs to be transplanted. I have a ton of, they're up there, up top, but I have a ton of 3-inch and 4-inch square. Do this without falling. Pots with drainage holes. I have hundreds of them to transplant the seedlings, to pot them up, is basically what I'm saying. So you pot them up and they sit, I don't know how many of them. I forget how many sit in those trays. But, so those pots, filling those cheap plastic trays, bend, buckle, easy to spill. These right here, that's what you need. If you're gonna do seed starting long term, go with something that's gonna last. So these this is a cheap tray with cheap 6-packs, which I've had these probably now for 3 years, so not too bad. Some of them, as you can see, get ripped when you're transplanting. I've also invested in some heavy-duty 6-inch packs with huge holes in the bottom, which is awesome for transplanting because you can just stick your finger up through the bottom to push your plant out. Very excited about these. Very like you can't bend that. You can't do anything. That is stiff right there. That's not breaking anytime soon. But I just got that box in, so we'll see. We will see how they end up working out. I actually forgot about them yesterday when I was planting my onions. I could have used them yesterday. Lots more plants coming. I broke down and bought some more succulents, and I'm gonna try lithops because my friend Morgan at work has tried lithops and she got me watching videos on them, and so I decided to try some of those too. So my plant addiction continues. And the lower shelf is just like I say, it's my different potting mix, cactus, succulent, seed starting, and perlite is on the bottom shelf. There's no rhyme or reason to my storage. Stuff just gets stuck wherever. This is always the shelf I use because it's at eye level. That's really why. So in the morning before work, I can come in. I literally get up early enough so I can come in here and putz with everything before work. I can bottom water, check, see if something's is too close to the light. Because eventually the problem with these shelves is they don't raise and lower. So sometimes I have to move. They do raise and lower, but it would be a pain. So sometimes when those plants get big enough so that they're touching the lights, they can get burnt. So sometimes I have to move them over here. All right. I think that's pretty much it for right now for the grow room. Oh, I have my lights set on 16 hours. I don't know, on a timer. That's all that down there. Although the truth of the matter is this, I'm not here for 16 hours. So they're on in the morning when I get up and they're still on when I go to bed. So who knows? I'm hoping that they're only on for 16 hours. Hopefully, I've never tested it to see. So if I get a chance, maybe I will also show you my little seed refrigerator. So this is the seed fridge. It's just one of those small dorm fridge freezer combos. As you can see, it has my spider plant on top of it that I bring in for the winter. It's doing fairly well. It is, as you can see, the lighting is pretty poor. It is in some pretty deep shade. No direct sunlight at all, which indoor plants really shouldn't, but it's not even like, I don't know, it's probably 12 plus feet from even a window. But anyway, I don't keep anything in the freezer. This is the Seed Insanity. We'll see if we can do this with the lighting. Let's see here. There's probably not a way to turn off the lighting other than to unplug it from inside the fridge. These on the top shelf, let's see if I can angle it right, are new seeds. Seeds that just came this year. Well, no, not all of them. Oops, that shelf's not very stable. That is my peroxide water. So these are, oh, I did my first seed saving from last year. This was my seeds I got from my Canada crookneck squash that I literally dug out of the squash, dried them, and I'm going to try planting my own saved seeds this year. I had a ton of squash that I ended up canning, so I probably really don't need any. We don't eat that much of it. That's a lot of squash. But the point was, it's my first time to seed save, so I saved Canada crookneck and Connecticut field pumpkins. Yeah, they're all from one pumpkin. I chose the largest pumpkin. Hopefully to give them good genetics. But I'm pretty excited because I do a whole pumpkin patch. Not really, I don't sell at all. I'm not a salesperson at all. For the animals, we grow a pumpkin patch for the animals. Pumpkins are very healthy for animals. That's all I'll say about that. So they were collected on 10/15. Very excited to see. I'm also going to try this year to save my tomato seeds from my heirlooms. We'll see. It doesn't matter if... I have backups just in case. But I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, moving on. I purchased a bunch of new tomato seeds this year. Yeah, and I totally didn't probably need to because I have Amish paste. So these are leftover. So they are, who knows, these are 2 years old because I didn't plant any last year. Last year I planted all Jet Star and Jet Setter and some hanging baskets with Tiny Toms, I think. I don't know. Maybe we'll come across them. It literally is seed insanity in this fridge. I know you can't really see, but this drawer is just full of seeds from years gone by. So if I would have looked in there before I ordered this year, no, I'm lying, because the truth of the matter is I still would have ordered new seeds because, you know, what if these ones don't germinate? So this is a 2-year-old one. A San Marzano. Another 2-year-old one. These are the ones I bought this year. Speckled Roman. This is a trial packet that they sent me. Did not order it. Obviously, it's not a it's not a paste tomato or a sauce tomato. It's more of a beefsteak looking tomato. Jet Star again. Even though I said I wasn't gonna plant any Jet Stars. I was gonna go with all paste tomatoes this year. Obviously not. Roma, La Roma 3. It's a hybrid. A Saucy Lady, another sauce paste tomato. Oh, and they sent me a pepper, a cow horn, which who knows if I'll plant it or not. I had so many peppers last year. Then I have, take the rubber band off. I have Green Magic Broccoli. Oh my, another Amish paste, the exact same as the one from a couple years ago. Oh, there's my Patterson onion. I'm gonna move that up here to this slot because that's next to be planted. Let's see what it says for when I should plant it. Not that I'm gonna listen. But I don't know. It's obviously going to take me a minute to find the information. Anyway, that's getting planted next. Patterson onion. They are very good at storing. Oh, look, a San Marzano 2 because obviously, you know, a San Marzano 3 wasn't good enough. Had to add a 2. Cauliflower, white cauliflower. Oh, sweet peppers, Lunchbox sweet pepper mix. I did buy that one. Some Provider bush beans, green beans. Sugar Snap peas. They'll go in really early too. So that's, those are the main, that's pretty much for the vegetables, what's being planted this year. I do have some more up there on the shelf. Sorry, my freezer doesn't get cleaned out very well, as you can see. I have artichokes because, not because we've ever even eaten an artichoke, but because I like the style of the plant and the flowers that can be produced if you let them go to seed. So those are probably going to go in my flower garden because that's what I do. I just put all kinds of, I usually do my cabbage in my flower gardens too, just because it looks pretty. Usually do purple cabbage. Pole beans, in case I need them to grow up something. A sunflower, lemonade sunflower. Oh, Madam Butterfly Snapdragon. This is the cherry bronze. I better put that up with the onions too, because that's going to get planted sooner than later. Another Snapdragon, Madam Butterfly Red. And another one, Madam Butterfly Bronze with White. Love Snapdragons because for me, they keep coming back every year. Sometimes in the fall, I just go around and sprinkle the seeds. Same thing with the foxglove. Peroxide water is what I use to cold, moist stratify my daylily seeds the right way, which we'll see this time. Who knows what's in this container? Here's all the peppers I grew last year. Grande jalapeno. I don't even know how to pronounce all these. Manganji, Tam jalapeno, Anatapeno, which is the jalapeno flavor without any heat. I had good success with my peppers last year. Here's some more of those Connecticut field pumpkins. This is bought in backup just in case. Then of course, you know, those companies send you all those free seed packets that I never use, but just stick in here. So I got a ton of free seed packets. These are all sweet peas, which I have to say I have not had good luck with. Do not have good luck with sweet peas. Which is kind of a shame because they have one of the best smells. There's some green cabbage. They have one of the best smells out of any flower, in my opinion. Then we got, some more tomatoes. We got Brandywine. We got another Aroma VF. We got a bunch of more flowers. I don't know. Marigolds. Who knows? Who even knows? Tasty Pink Beefsteak Trial Packet. Winter Squash. We're in here for a rainy day. You never know. I do get a whim every now and then. Then there's the door. These I just stuck here. These are the ones that are going to be planted soon. Okay. This is my humongous pack of Walla Wallas that I've had for 3 years that I said are not supposed to still be germinating, but are. I wish I could tell you how many are in here because this is year 3 of me planting hundreds of them, and this packet is still just full of onion seeds. That pack would probably last a lifetime if they would keep germinating. We're in the north, so we do long day onions. And I have so much better luck planting with seeds than I do with sets. Sets have never worked for me. Here's some more of my petunia double cascade orchid purple ones. I'll show you. I'll just open this. I don't know how old these are. But as you can see, they germinated this year. They come in a pelleted form. This little packet with these little yellow seeds that are coated. They're probably 2 years old. I don't know. Still germinating though. Some more sugar snap peas. Some more green beans. Winter squash. Cucumbers. I don't know if I'll plant cucumbers. The only thing we use cucumbers for are, I make sweet relish for my husband's hot dogs. I usually make enough that I only have to make it every 2 years, but we'll see. Depends on how fast we go through it. Cilantro, another yellow Spanish onion, Verbena bonariensis, one of my favorite flowers. But I think I might have enough of it if it keeps coming back. It's come back 2 years in a row. I've planted it 2 years in different places, and it does seem to keep coming back. So we'll see. As long as it keeps coming back, I might have enough. I don't know how long of a plant it lives as a plant, but we'll see. All right, some more daylily seeds. The potential bane of my existence. The thing I have to say, so I admit, I'm about to do a confession. Those expensive ones in there that are dead, probably no longer even exist in the grow room. I bought at an auction. And I'm not auction material. We have figured that out. Because I don't like to lose. And then I didn't baby them. So now I went and bought some from the same guy, but not at an auction. So I was able to get some much cheaper. They're about, one of these packs, this pack right here, I paid $40 for. I don't know if you think that's cheap, but there's 5 seeds in there. Cross your fingers for me. I need these ones to germinate. So they are in hydrogen peroxide in a paper towel, which is still not 100% what he told me to do. He told me to put perlite in there with some hydrogen peroxide water. But one of the ladies I watched do it on YouTube did it this way, and she had great success. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. These are a bearded daylily, and I want bearded daylilies in the worst way. They're a new, fairly new cultivar of daylily, and I don't have one in my garden yet, and I need to. So I bought those. I bought an assorted set for $15 for 10 plus seeds. They're just assorted, so they're not. I wonder if those are too clumped together. I don't know. I got to start checking them in a week. They just came in the mail. These are bonus ones that were pollinated by bees. So still bearded, but not hand pollinated. We'll see. Keep your fingers crossed for me. These are the impatiens I planted that I'm still waiting on to come up. I got a lot more. 1,000 seeds came in there, so if they don't, I'll definitely try again. This is the red coleus I planted. I'm gonna plant some, for the first time, I'm gonna try Gerber daisies. We'll see. I have some zinnias, some dahlia seeds, probably from Etsy. I have a water, just in case. Bunch of stuff down here. Wild bergamot, mint, which if you're gonna grow mint, make sure you do it in a container. I have some really old snapdragons. These are probably 3 years old. Oh, strawberry foxglove. That's not even, that packet was packed for 2021. That's not even open. Let's put it up here so I don't forget. This is my don't forget. I really don't need to plant those petunias again. They shouldn't be in the don't forget spot. They should be like back there or something. Helenium. Got a couple to come up. See the color they are? Mine came up yellow. Only the yellow came up. Snow thimble foxglove. Another packet that's not even open. See what happens when you have too many seeds. these are my favorite. This packet is open. This packet, oh, I planted quite a few of. Oh, they are such a beautiful foxglove. They truly are what I consider a peach foxglove. Absolutely beautiful. I will always have them in my garden if I have a say. They are poisonous, the seeds, the plants, everything. They are so tiny. They're actually in a packet inside of a packet, like a little tissue paper packet, because they are so tiny. I don't know, I might plant more of those, but those, I don't know if you watch my videos in the summer. I actually took the flower stalks and bent them in half so that when they dried out, the seeds would fall so that more of them would plant. Potentially like one of my favorite flowers in the garden. Some more coleus, chocolate mint, some leeks. I grew them a couple years. They're giant leeks and they are pretty big, pretty impressive. I have, oh, there's even ones laying in the bottom, probably more foxglove. Oh no, penstemon. I didn't have any luck with the penstemon. Another penstemon. Some more dahlia seeds. Some more snapdragon. These were, which ones are these? Mixed baby snapdragons. Must have been like a free gift. Another free gift. Bee-friendly flower seeds. Here are lady's mantle, Amaryllis. Didn't have real good luck with those either. Some thyme, lots of thyme. Was going to try and mass plant it in the circle garden, and it didn't work out either. And some nepeta or nepeta. I had really good luck with that. Catmint. But that's also really easy. It grows really fast, really easy, and it's easy to separate the plants to propagate it. Some sunflower seeds. All right. There you have it. I have shown the seed refrigerator. We'll see. We'll see how this goes this year. Just gonna make sure these seeds, I'm gonna start checking them Thursday. Hopefully they germinate. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.